So does anybody have any idea on why Toby has beef with the Enderman from Minecraft?
Can I get a waffle? Can I please get a waffle?
I know it more than likely stems from the Pasta Monsters comics, but out of all the characters, why him? It also implies that either the Enderman is a canon character in the CreepyPasta universe, or that Toby has lost his hardcore world one too many times to that motherfucker and now is out for blood. Greeting, fellow internet horror enthusiasts. I'm currently on a journey to model, rig, and animate classic CreepyPasta monsters. Starting with Ticci-Toby. Honestly, is that name still offensive? Is his name offensive? I don't know. Toby's pretty weird. I'm on the fence about him most of the time. On one hand, he's a Jeff the Killer clone with the soft boy factor turned up 25% and is built to be a Tumblr sexy man self-insert and not a horror monster. But on the other hand, I can recognize that he's a pretty good everyman character. If I was ever to make an animated series or video games with these rigs, Toby makes a pretty good case for being the protagonist. He's well-liked, iconic in the community, and if we put aside the murder, overall a decent guy. Although I personally think another character fits the bill of protagonist a lot better than he does, but I'll hold off until we get to them. Although Toby is not my favorite monster or proxy, I ultimately decided to start with him because 1, he's a fan favorite and eventually someone was going to ask for him. 2, unlike a lot of the characters I want to work on, he's quite literally just a guy with nothing too crazy going on with his design. No big hair that would need its own rig, no extra or distorted limbs that I would need to model, and most importantly, no long flowing fabrics or overly detailed clothing that would be a pain in the butt to drape. And I didn't want to go too crazy considering this was my first time building a character in Blender. But despite how easy that seemed at the beginning, I still ended up having some setbacks. I found that his hair, while looking great in 2D, is much harder to translate into 3D. To be honest, I'm still not 100% satisfied with his current hair, but I can go back and change that later. I'm also not as satisfied with how his face turned out. More specifically, I feel like he has too many soft features and he should have some sharper ones. Actually, I think the entire UV wrap could use some more texture. But that's the fun part about UV wrapping, is that you can go in and edit the image separately without having to change the model. But outside of that, modeling Toby was pretty straightforward. He already had a design that I could work off of, and he's a pretty straightforward character in general, so it made sense for his design to be relatively simple. But what really became the problem for me was, that. Rigging. Although sadly, I didn't get to record a lot of my weight painting process because my computer threatened to explode every time I did. This was by far the most stress-inducing part. But I guess that's on me because I decided to model Toby with a physical body underneath his clothing instead of a void. At least if I ever plan on changing his clothes, I wouldn't have to delete his entire body. I feel like Toby's gonna be one of those characters that I keep coming back to design-wise, especially as I start developing like the rest of that like slasher, killer type of creepypasta character, because I overall want them to have the same theme. Or at the very least, I want them to feel like they're branching off of each other. Like, potentially Jeff has a standard type of body, and every killer character that's based off of Jeff has that kind of silhouette. Or just something that references that their origin is based off of whatever the hell Jeff is. And with that, he's done for now. Let me know who you might want to see next. That's all for now.